Okay, for the next one, we're going to need to rearrange these equations because they are not in slope-intercept form. The y is not by itself. So if we take this first one, x minus y equals 1, and subtract x from both sides, then we have negative y equals negative x plus 1. Then we're going to divide by a negative 1, giving us y equals x minus 1. We just change the sign of everything when we divide by a negative 1. So now that allows us to graph that equation, okay? So we come over here and we go to the y-intercept, which is negative 1. The slope here is 1 over 1. So again, I'm going to go up 1 over 1 and down 1 to the left 1. So that's my line there. And then the other equation is y minus 2x equals negative 3. So I want to get my y alone. So I'm going to add 2x to both sides. So I have y equals 2x minus 3. So now my y is alone. My slope is 2 over 1. Remember, you always want it to be a fraction. So my y-intercept is negative 3. So I go to negative 3 on the y-axis and plot that point. My slope is 2 over 1. So up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. So this is my line. And so it connects right here. They intersect right there. And that's the ordered pair, positive 2, positive 1, because I go sideways 2, up 1. So the answer to my problem is 2, 1. And if you plugged in 2 and 1 to these equations, they would both work. Remember, that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to find the x and the y that work in both equations. There's lots of points that work that gives you x minus y equals 1. And there's lots of points that give you negative 3 if you do y minus 2x. But there's only one pair of numbers that works in both equations at the same time, and that's what you're trying to find. Okay, so this one, we want to get the y alone, and everything is negative, so I'm going to divide by a negative 1 to begin with. So that's going to give me a positive x plus y is equal to a positive 1. And now I'm going to subtract x from both sides, so that gives me y equals negative x plus 1. The number here that's assumed is a 1 and a 1. So I'm going to go to plus 1 on the y-axis. The slope is down 1 over 1. So it's going to look like that. I'm going to turn my paper a little bit here so I can draw a straight line through all of those corners. Then this one is negative x plus 2y equals 8. So I'm going to start by adding x to both sides. So I have 2y is equal to x plus 8. I want to get the y alone, so I'm going to divide everything by 2. So that cancels, it gives me a y. This is like a 1/2 x, because this x is like a 1x. So now I have 1/2 x plus 4, because 8 divided by 2 is 4. So now I'm going to graph that. So I'm going to come over here to 4 on the y-axis, because the 4 is my y-intercept. My slope is 1/2, so from that point I'm going to go up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, but it really doesn't help if I keep going that way because I want to cross this line. So I'm going to go down 1 to the left 2, down 1 to the left 2, and so it's going to cross right there. That's the ordered pair, negative 2, positive 3. Negative 2, positive 3. Okay, so that's how you solve these equations. You rearrange it, get the y by itself, graph the line, and then find where they cross.